Hooray! Where is she today? Every day I'm somewhere new. So today I'm Carolyn J. Carpenter with Hollywood Gatekeepers. We have a lot of new folks. We are now on YouTube, so I feel the need to say who I am now because there's so many new people. So yes, I'm one of the founders of Hollywood Gatekeepers. Today we're going to talk kind of about what is Hollywood Gatekeepers because we have so many new people. So let me know that you're here, and I can tell when people are watching, but I can't tell who you are unless you say hello. So you need to say hello. And we are streaming live now into YouTube. So welcome. Today we are going to talk about what is a reader and what are the ways that you can learn about being a reader. That is our whole focus here at Hollywood Gatekeepers, is letting you know how to become a reader. The whole thing. That's our, well, that was totally Blue's Clues. Okay, don't get me started on Blue's Clues, one of my favorite shows ever. So anyway, so I'm Carolyn. My fearless partner Doug should be here any second. He's the smart one. He says things in the chat that I don't see yet. And then I ramble on. But I'm going to dive right in and kind of get started. We do have a handout today. Very exciting. So we will post the handout, the link to the handout. And we will also post it either if you're watching on Facebook or if you're watching on YouTube. We will post it in the YouTube link below as well. So if you are watching on YouTube, make sure to subscribe, hit that little bell so you know when there's new videos, and tell your friends. Everybody tell your friends. The more the merrier. This is a private closed group because we want everyone to be nice, and so that way we control, because kindergarten rules apply. Yes, they do. Treat others how you want to be treated. So I'm in this cute room. Is this the cutest room ever? So just kind of a little side note. Some of you know, I'm also an actor, and I am doing a show, and so I've traveled to be in this show, and they have this housing for the actors. I'm the only one that's traveled from out of town that's part of the show. So I'm in these dorms. They're literally like dorms, and there's me and hundreds of college students. So I'm like the dead mother. No, I'm not. They don't. So there's this little study room, and I just thought, this is kind of cool. I'll just do it from here. So there we are. If you scroll through, you'll see that I've been doing quite a few things from the theater. But I'm here this evening. So let's dive in, shall we? Let me know if you have, let's see if I'm not seeing things here. Let me know. Say hello. Someone say hello. Let me know if you have any questions in the chat. Feel free anytime to ask questions. There we go. Sounds like a premise, right? So there's Anson, our fearless Hollywood gatekeeper, stepping forward. So, So we're going to dive in. We're going to talk about what is a reader, and then we're going to talk about different ways that you can come. Yay, hi Linda, there we go. Here we are. There we are. Yes, we do this within the group so that it's private for y'all Hollywood gatekeepers that are serious about it. We used to do it on the page, but then you get a lot of not insiders like you guys. So a reader is someone who reads scripts for a living. Yes, it's a real thing. It's a job. Done it for 3 years. So you like my fancy notepad? I'm that guy. Yes, I am. I just got off the road, man. Give me a break. So I'm just give myself a break is what I should be saying. So anywho, so it's an actual thing, and I've done it for a really long time, and now we are teaching other people how to do it. Oh, Linda, I like you already. You're one of us. Just I love those skips. Anywho, and plus I get these Facebook dings that I don't know how to turn off because I'm super high tech. I'm living proof that you don't have to be very high tech to be a reader. So they're like, get started. Anyway, well, never mind. It's going to go down a whole ManyChat thing, which we won't do. So yes, it's an actual thing. And now we are teaching other people how to do it because we feel like we have a very specific, I can speak, style. And hi, Cindy, yay! Yay, likewise. We have a very specific style. We're very passionate about it. And so there are many ways that you can learn to be a reader. And the minute someone tells you that there's only one way, that's their one way. So we are really as many people as there are in Hollywood, there are that many ways to break in, right? I mean, there is no one way. It's ridiculous to even think that there's no one way or that there's no way. That's the other thing that people say, there's no way. And we call those the wonk wonk people. Those are the wonk 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 wonk. They talk like that. That's how they sound in my head anyway. So how about a real question? Quit your yapping. James, good question. How many times does a reader read through a typical script? Or typically, how many times do they read it? Is like, right? So you're wanting to know like how many times it takes. Very, very individual. Really depends on the person. And it depends on how long, once you get your groove, you can, and how quickly you can absorb. So, and how much what your volume is and how much time you have to do it. See how already I'm like down this path of how many things, and that's what I mean. There's so many elements to this of learning how to do this. So a reader, if you've got a stack and you've got to get through 20 scripts that day or that evening, then once. But if you have some time, and there's a difference between if you're reading for a producer where you're getting a bunch of scripts, or you're reading for a writer where you're slowing down and working on a project with someone. So if I had the luxury of doing it, I would read through once, let it sit, then read through again, give notes if I have that luxury. I've gotten to where now I can pretty much pick up on, because you're looking for certain things, and so you can kind of pick up on those things. So it's very, very case by case on who the reader is, and very case by case on what the project is. But typically, she says with confidence, no, there is no typically. So you can read it once and do it. That really depends, though. So I'm sorry, that's not a very, it's not a real succinct answer, because there is no real succinct answer to that. And that's one of the things that we really try to get across is being a reader is being an entrepreneur, and is being, you set your own, you have freedom of time because you're setting your own schedule. You have freedom of location because you can do it from anywhere, those are the cool things about it. So you have to get your own groove. So good. I'm glad that makes sense, James. It was kind of like go a roundabout way, but I hope that makes sense. And it really is, we actually give you time trackers so you can kind of figure out what your groove is, because it really does depend on you and kind of how your approach to things. There's Doug, our fearless partner. Yay. So today we have a handout because we have so many different ways that you can learn things that's all free, that we wanted to make sure that you have it all in one place. So basically we have a handout today that we'll put in a little bit that has the links to everything that we're offering right now. That's all. We have a bunch of free stuff, and we do have a paid course, and we're totally upfront about that. We have a paid course that you can take, and we work really hard in there to make that a really cool thing. Totally don't have to. You're a grown adult, whatever works for you, whatever is a way. Some people already have experience and are just looking for bits and pieces. Some people want to start from the ground up. And we'll get into this more a little later. So actually, let's just kind of go through the different ways. So basically, you're in one. This is one of the main ways. So we do this every single Wednesday, 5 o'clock, unless something wazzy happens. But in general, we are here every single Wednesday, 5 p.m. We pick a topic, and then we let you guys answer, we ask questions. Yippee, free stuff. Hi, Bonnie. So we answer your questions as best as possible, and sometimes we go off on tangents depending on what the questions are. In general, we try to pick a topic just so we have something to start off with. But if you have a question, go for it. Yes, almost always electronic, James, almost always in these days, which is why you have freedom of location now, because it's almost all done online. It's all, they send you scripts, or sometimes you have portals that you log into where you have a stack of them, a virtual stack that you go through. So very rarely, it's been a long time since someone has handed me a script, very rarely. So it used to be, anyway, we'll go down. Back in the day, we had to walk uphill both ways to get our scripts. Anyway, I don't know who that was. So you've got this, we do this, and then now we are streaming this into YouTube. So that airs, it either goes live, depending on where I'm at and what we're doing, or, we're always trying to do behind the scenes things too, because I'm always involved in some wacky thing. If you scroll, we've got a lot of videos in here, and now they're all on YouTube. I think we have like 100 videos now. I've done things like producing a haunted house, and I'm backstage at the haunt. Okay, here's my, we have like a lot of different weird scenarios. So we have now found a place. Awesome. Yay. You read a book in a few days. Love that. You're like, this is your home. Your home. Toto. So, so now we're putting all those on YouTube so that you can categorize them, and then we put playlists. We're organizing your life for you. You're welcome. So we put these on, and then we have handouts a lot of the time, so then you can get the handout as well. That is still a work in progress. So head on over to the YouTube channel, and you can watch a bunch of different videos, a little easier than trying to scroll through everything on the Facebook page. Yeah, that gets like old fast. But this way you can kind of see, because we've categorized them, because we have basically we cover a lot of things, but basically 3 elements. And that is basically No one's ever retired. We're just moving on to different things in my book. Awesome. So we cover, basically what is a reader, the reading process, all of that. We also talk about being a writer quite a bit and how to get your screenplay. We have a whole playlist on getting your screenplay, writing a screenplay that a reader will love. So if you're a writer, what are the things that you need to do? Hey, Kendra. Hey, Sheree. Yay. Better late than never. Is it Sheree? Is it Sherry? Sherry? What is it? So I know you can't really answer that phonetically. So we've categorized things in different ways. And then we also talk about the fact, like I was just saying, that being a reader is being an entrepreneur. Even if you get some kind of a full-time job where you're reading for a studio or something, the nature of the job is that people constantly give you things, give you work, how about this project? We look at that. So there's so much other stuff that's happening that it becomes an entrepreneurial thing. And so I might have to turn the light on here. It's getting kind of dark. So it becomes an entrepreneurial thing. So we have like be your own boss and things about that as well. We, as readers, we want you to be, the things that we promote are basically, being readers that are a support system for producers. So producers can rely on you to give good, solid coverage, which is kind of like a book report, where you're talking about what the script's about and then what's good and bad about that script. And then be a champion for those writers. Not, you're a gatekeeper, but you're not slamming the gate closed. You're trying to figure out how to open it. Those are kind of the main things that we promote. So that's why we decided to do the YouTube channel, so that you could get those videos and you could choose the ones that you would want to look at. Also, when you get the handout today, you'll notice once you get to the page that has the hand on it, there's like 20 other handouts on that page. So you can kind of pick and choose, and on that page where the handout is also the video. We're so organized. So you can kind of look through that way too. So we're trying to just, we're bombarding you with stuff. So we just want you to be able to kind of look around. What if the students are walking by going, what? But no, they're millennials. They're all used to, they live their life like this. What am I saying? So I have one as a son. That's why I know. So although he's a throwback. Hi, Sherry. Yay. So basically, we've got that way that you can view things. And then we have the infamous podcast we've been talking about for a while, which I keep saying launches any minute. We keep setting dates and having to move it back because these Facebook Lives and the YouTube, and we're also on Instagram, and we also have an email list. And so on the email list, we kind of give you a heads up as to what's coming next and where we're at. And then sometimes we just send random ones to kind of help we're trying to be your biggest cheerleader. I mean, I always say that our goal is to make your goal come true. That's really why we're here. So, we also have email as well. So there's just lots of ways that we, and you're more than welcome to do this and not that and whatever floats your boat. Hey, where's the okay, so, no, don't ever stay quiet. Mickey, yell. So, okay, normally I have purple hair, but I don't right now because of the play. It's a very good question, because these characters I'm understudying actually in this role. It's a big theater and the equity and everything, and I'm understudying two roles. And it's one's German woman and one's an Italian woman, and it's set in 2000, which purple hair was not a thing then. So it's gone. It will be back in a couple. That's why it's a little bit darker too, because I had to walk that line between German and Italian. I'm so confused with a Pennsylvania accent. What? Get out of here. So anyway, yeah. So it'll be back in a couple of weeks. That's my long-winded story about that. So those are kind of some of the ways that we have that you can learn. Now, once in a while, every great whatever, we don't really have a set schedule on this, which is one of the beautiful things about owning your own business. I'm Gertalian. And with a weird, I don't know what that accent was. So I don't know why whenever I'm when I'm messing around, I go into like a country western thing. What's that about? Have you guys heard the song? I think it's called So good. Anyway, she asks you if you love you and you say Anyway, wow. Okay, focus. Every so once in a while, we also open up some more free trainings, because all the stuff I just threw at you is not enough, and that is basically where we do 3 video. They're not live. 3 video trainings where we talk about kind of what is a reader, what are the main questions people ask about that thing, and then we go into what are the career paths you can take, because there are many ways you can go if you want to do this whole thing, and then we talk about an upcoming masterclass, and in the masterclass we go through really in great detail kind of Well, it's twofold. So basically, we also have a paid course. And in the masterclass, we tell you about the paid course and you can take it or not. But what we do is we outline everything that's in the paid course because those are the things that you need to know. So then you can know, okay, I need to know this, 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 this. And then you can take the paid course, learn it from us, or you can go find it, your own way. Whatevs. We don't, whatever you want to do. So that's why. Hi, Donna. Good to see you. You jet set woman, you. She's been everywhere lately. So, yeah, it's too bad I've been in San Diego all year. So that's the deal. Yeah. Good. I'm glad I'm not the only one. I've been getting better, but poor Doug. He's so, see, I just did it. I was about to say interrupt myself all the time. And because my brain's going faster and Doug's gotten quite used to it. I'll be like, well, then we need to, because what I was thinking is, well, he's like, what? Slow down. Anywho. So all of those free trainings are ways for you. We even do exercises. We do a lot of exercises. And I really highly recommend the 3 training videos because you'll see people doing #SuccessPath because that's a place where you can map out what it is that you want to do. Thanks, Donna. So we just talked about hair a minute ago, so I'm not going to go into that again. You want to hear my purple hair story? Anyway, so you can map out exactly what you want to do because like I noticed, I think her name's Rayanne posted, should I go get into this via being a marketing person or via being a PA? And wow, what a great question. And that again has to do with you. Hi Leslie, nice to see you. It has to do with you because if you go in through the marketing side, that's the business end. That is typically in the distribution side, which distributors also use readers because they have to decide what movies they want to distribute. And often they give money to help, before they decide they're going to distribute something based on the script sometimes. And so they actually give money to get that project made. And so often they have readers and readers help, determine whether that distribution company wants to make that movie. So there's a marketing, and that's when the marketing begins is with the distribution company. Or some production companies have their own marketing thing because they're super, super independent. Or there are also PR agencies that only market movies. So that's the business side of things. If you want to be on that side where you're more about the business and getting the movie out, then yeah, go that way. However, if you're wanting to be on the set, in the middle of the action, shooting the movie, it's something to do with that, then you would go the PA route because that's where you're going to learn that kind of thing. So I hope that makes sense. There's just so many ways you can go. Hi, Jeffrey. Good to see you. So those are ways that you can go in terms of deciding where you want to head. And there's no way for us. I think there's like 8,000 people in here and it's growing by literally hundreds every day. So there's no way for us to go, it's like I said, it's this way. If someone tells you that, they're a wonk wonk person in a different way. If anyone that clings to one way is going to be kind of miserable in this business because it's very much about going with the flow. So, but those are that kind of gives you need to project forward. So that's what we do in this exercise where we have you need to project forward and figure out where you want to be and then work your way back and then decide where should you start, what should you do. So highly recommend the training videos because they walk you through that very succinctly. And then that leads to the masterclass because in the masterclass, we don't really have time to do that kind of individual coaching. But in the masterclass, we do take you through very clearly, like, here's what you need to know so that then you can learn it with us or you can learn it through these free trainings and you can kind of piece together with the things that you're missing. Maybe you know a good portion of it and you don't need the rest. So, hi, Elaine. So I hope that makes sense. So then, and then in the paid course, there's even, that keeps morphing too as we grow and change and talk to you and get to know you. And what we've discovered in there with our screen readers and our screen readers that are here can attest to this is that it's moving into this thing of where we're really starting some coaching and we're helping people kind of figure out which way they want to go. And we are really taking it next level. And some people are joining because they're producers and they want to know how better they can speak to writers. And so we're kind of coaching them and we're forming these groups and we keep adding new elements to the course where if you join the course, you get this other free course. I think we have 3 other now. Yeah, 3. We're adding another one right now. So there's 3 other courses, little mini courses that you get as part of this whole training. So because we're realizing that people need that kind of support in terms of, I think I want to do a production and we do these kind of hot seats where tomorrow's I'm super excited, one of our first hot seats where someone's going to do a presentation. We're going to give her feedback. I mean, there's like so much, it's super cool. Hey, Janet. Well, I would rather that we talk about that in the kind of how much everything are, because I don't want to really pitch the course. What I want to do is like talk to you about all these different ways, because I want you to see what everything is, and I'm barely tapping into all of the things that are there. But I always want to be upfront, so we're super transparent that there's a lot of different ways that you can do this. And so take the master class first, and then that way you can decide, you can create the value, because this time, for the first time, we're offering a couple different levels so that people can choose, and that's why I don't want to go into all that now. So that's why people can choose what works for them. So I think it's better if you kind of look at what everything is, and then you can make a more informed choice. Because I'd hate for you to go, oh, well, I don't want to do that, I don't want to pay that, and then you'd skip the master class, because what you need to know is in there, whether you do it or not. Absolutely done from home, almost all, even if it's like, I'm dropping things now, even if that's, even if, no matter what, even if you live in LA, I guess is where I'm heading with that, it's pretty much all done from home. And now with, Facebook, Zoom, all these things, you can have meetings if you need to, but very rarely, like you usually don't meet with people. And we also bring in producers to talk, and we have guests a lot of the times, and we have a lot of people slated. We had Paul Haggis, who wrote $1 Million Baby and Crash. He came on, and he's been, speaking and telling his story, and we have producers come on. I actually had a producer, and of course, even though we say this all the time, we had a producer in, and someone said, do you have to live in LA? And I was like, what have I been saying? And he was like, what? I don't know where my readers live. Like, he was even like, what? Like, is that a thing? Like, I didn't even know that was like the thing people worry about. And I was like, do you trust me now? No, I'm just kidding. But it was great, because it's good to hear from the actual producer that no, he doesn't care. So yeah. So as we go through these questions, so I know people are asking about how much the course costs. I'm kind of going to head you back to the master class, because I don't want to go, because there's a lot of different levels, and we're still kind of figuring some stuff out with that too. So I don't want to say anything that's not set in stone for sure, because the master class, the first one is May 9th. So just sign up for the master class, because after that, you will know what you need to know, and then you can decide, after you see all the things that you need to know, whether or not you want to pay for a course or whether or not you want to stick with the free stuff, because you can piece it together. And there are people, and Ants, I'm going to totally, use an example. Ants is like our poster boy, even though I'd love to have him in the screen reader group, but he uses this course in hi Laura from Canada, in such a great way. He's one of our gatekeepers, and as you can see in the gatekeepers group, there's a lot of stuff going on, and we love it if you're networking and you're getting to know each other, and that's why we ask what your favorite movie is, so that you can kind of look through there and find your tribe. Tell me that right now, like what are your genres? Let's hear what some of your genres are, and as you post that, you'll see, oh look, there's someone else who loves. Look, I can work with Mickey. Or Cindy, I think you're both here. We're both horror lovers. So it's like you can start building your own tribes, and I've seen like stuff happen, and I know that Anson's been doing stuff like that, and he's using this group in a really great way. And so we really highly recommend that you use the group that way. And so I saw a couple of people, Rashonda, and then it was Britt had posts about possibly using readers, and that's great. We'd love to see people and gatekeepers kind of get opportunities that way. And I also kind of wanted, a lot of people ask, can you just get me a job? I love one guy who was like, can you just get me a job without a lot of hassle? And I was like, yeah, no, sorry. I could do it with you are a poster child. You are sci-fi, there's sci-fi. See, look at that, right? First two, Troy and Jeffrey. I like sci-fi. I like sci-fi. Yes, I do. It's working right there. So, but yeah, Anson, you are a good example of how to do this. And there's Joy, perfect timing. Because I'm about to love feel-good movies, me too. I love sports movies, actually, because I love the analogy of sports being about life. Yeah, I love that. Action's good too. I'm one of those weird girls that likes action. So a lot of people say, can you just get me a job? In gatekeepers, I can't say to my producer friends, hey, hire these gatekeepers, because I don't know your work. So we're not a referral site, we're a training site. So we basically kind of like a college, you get your degree and then you kind of figure out work, and we kind of help you with that. But you won't see me going, yeah, hire these because I don't know. I have no idea what people's work are. I can vouch for Anson in terms of, I've never read his work, but I know that he's reliable. I know that by the things he says in here, I know he's a smart guy. I know he loves movies. I know that he writes a lot and can work with people because he has partners. So I can do that. But in terms of, Britt and Rashonda, if you watch this, you can weed through, and I would love it if gatekeepers get opportunities like that. I can vouch for the people that I know that have been through the program, because once they go through the program, we actually see their work, and Joy is one of them. So that's why, hello, Joy. Just odd timing there, but yeah. So like, and I know that I saw you respond to that, and I just wanted to kind of, if you, I think I'll tag them so they can watch this Facebook Live, but you know, I can vouch for the people that have been all the way through the program, have graduated, and are now, like, she's starting her own consulting business, and she's awesome, and her work is solid, and she's reliable and cool and nice and all that. So, like, I can vouch for those people. So, yeah, Elaine's not a horror person. So, yeah, see, love it. Look at this. Dramas. Oh, I love it, love it, love it. So that's kind of the basic. I wanted to sort of review all of that, so you just kind of see where we're coming from. And we are really, really passionate about, you know, one of the other things that we're developing is being able to use our website as a way to promote our screen readers. And, you know, we are looking for ways to connect producers to screen readers. We're not a job referral site. I just want to make that really clear for all you newbies. But we are really interested in, we bring on producers that are looking for people, and they like tell their story. If you scroll, you'll see videos about that. Yeah, see? Perfect example. There he is, stepping right into himself in his Anthony way. So he has been using this group in a really great way. And I see a lot of people using this group of like, hey, would someone want to read my work? Does someone want to do this for me? Hey, who can do that for me? Instead of being like, hey, what can I help you with? You got to flip that. The more that you can flip that, the more that you can say, hey, how about I'll read yours, you read mine. You know, the more you can collaborate and do that kind of thing, the better this group will be for you. So horror is good, not too gory. So do you guys think that Get Out is horror? You can. Yes, Troy, you can make a secure living doing this. Done it for years. So there's different ways that you can do it. So you can be someone who reads scripts for production companies, and it's more about you're just cranking through them as fast as you can because you do get paid per script. Or if that kind of pace is daunting to you, you can do more of a consultant thing where you're working with writers, which I love the fast-paced thing, so I did that for many, 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 many years, and then started to get to know writers, started to work more with the development directors, which is sort of the next level up, and then that kind of, well, I want to say up. There's no up, because the reader thing is so important. That's actually one of the things, look, I even do it, that we're trying to get the vernacular to change, because the reading process is such a integral part, I can talk, of the process. So, but once you're in development, then you're kind of working more one-on-one with writers. I started to really like that, so I kind of moved into that. And then the pace slows down, but you can start making, you can go into script doctoring, and you can start making a lot of money that way. And so those are kind of the basic ways that you can kind of, you know, suss it out. So you have to figure out what's right for you, basically. I want to be the star. So we do, we also do movie night, which is super fun, and we do that with our screen readers, and we watch Get Out. And so but it was billed as a comedy. That's what made me start to go down that path, even though it's, and I think that's because the writer-director is known for comedy. So people bill it that way without really realizing what it is. Although it wasn't really it wasn't a gory horror film, though. Not at all. It wasn't slasher. It was psychological. So there you have it. So Doug, can you post the link, please? So let me see if I got all of my notes. See on my fancy, fancy. Look, I even have, can you see that? It says Anson. And I have Rowan. I'm pretty good with names. Rayanne, Britt, Shonda. I want to make sure that I remembered names. Because I try my best. I know there's 8,000 people in here, but I really do try my best to kind of know, you know, who people are and what's going on. I try. Not always. And then I'm terrible with pronouncing names wrong, and then someone tells me how to pronounce it, and then I can never remember that I don't remember. YouTube, so yeah, so there's your link. You know, if you do that link, then it will give, do that handout, that will give you links. You're on the envelope, dude. And the envelope goes to. If you do that, then that will give you the links to everything, and you just kind of see what works best for you. I really do recommend those 3 free trainings, though, because, you know, why not? Why the heck not? They're free, and you can figure out what you want to do. I'd like to think. Okay, sorry. I don't know what that is. So there you have it. Come to the master class, and we will answer we stay as long as it takes to answer all of your questions. All will be revealed, and all will be clear after that. But those are kind of the ways that we train everybody, is all those different ways. And we're in here every week. If you have questions about other things, whatever. We'll do our best to answer it. And often if we don't have the answer, we have a guest coming in that's going to talk about book deals. And she's been on before and we loved her so much that we're bringing her back. And we're also going to have, we use a platform called Thinkific, and it's amazing and we love it. So they're going to come in and talk about Thinkific for any of you that are looking to do, create you can actually create websites from there too, but any kind of online courses. And because we have a whole, the whole entrepreneurial thing is also about building your own business. So we talk a lot about that and a lot about how to create your own websites and all the stuff, all the things that we've learned creating Hollywood Gatekeepers. We're just trying to be an open book and pass that along to you. So if you have another career that you're doing right now and you're not sure and you want to maybe I'll do this or that, this can all be applied to all of that. You're registered, woohoo, yay for Leslie. It's going to be fun. We have fun in the master classes we do. I really like it. It's super cool. And it's all new and different this time. So I'm very excited. So it's been quite a journey and we just love sharing it with you. We really do. And we're really passionate about changing the vernacular about readers, that readers are an integral part of the process. And the producers, and when Paul Haggis came in, I didn't know him personally. I have friends that have agreed to come on, but I didn't want to lean on my production friends. I wanted to meet new people, and he agreed to come in, and he was just lovely. He was so generous, and he told us his story. He's the only writer to win back-to-back Oscars, and he just was like the most humblest, nicest dude ever. And he was like, you're doing a really cool thing here. Like, they see this difference of what we're trying to do here and how we're trying to really raise the bar for the whole industry and readers, little goals, Yes, and Shree's joined our team, and she's awesome, and she's our welcome. She stands and goes like this. Welcome. So there's space. We do it 4 times to make sure that you have different times that you can try. They're all the same. I mean, they change based on the people in the room because the energy changes based on the questions or whatever. But in general, they don't need to take them all. Please don't. You can, whatever. I'll make fun of you. No, I'm just kidding. I'll be like, you're back again. It's in the handout, but in the link. So and then we'll be posting it. Just watch the page. You'll see. We'll post this tonight and tomorrow. Does Kathy talk about books to movie deals? That was a question in the discussion recently. She does. We talk about that together, actually. Reader's Heaven. What's that? What is that, Sue? What's Reader's Heaven? So, So we will be posting... now that we've announced it here, you'll see, we're going to post, it'll be everywhere. You'll be like, enough. I see it. I got you. Did you see it? I want to make sure you saw it. Yes. Yes. So I feel like I don't know why I feel like singing today. Maybe it's because, we also recommend yoga with Adrienne. You got to do that because she sings through her videos and it's so beautiful. She's so dang cute. And she has a dog. And then you haven't met Scruffles yet, but you will. It can have really tangenty. So I'm going to say goodnight, and we'll get you that handout. I mean, you've got the handout, so definitely register for May 9th. Yay for Laura. It's going to be fun. We're going to have fun. And so definitely do those free, do the 3 video training before you come, because that will really help kind of get you situated to where you kind of know where you want to go, and then the path to it will be easier for you. Yeah, she's awesome. So thanks, you guys. We will be back next week, 5 o'clock. We'll be back with some training. Sometimes I know our topic ahead of time. I do not, because we were going to have Kathy, the book lady, and we decided to do that a little bit later. So, yay! Also, yeah, more the merrier. Bring on friends. Love it. You guys are registering. I love that. So the link is working because today's been like, link isn't working. Yeah, that's on the handout too. So it's called free training. We tried to disguise it. Awesome. Yes, good show. So, we'll see you next week. You guys are the best. Thank you so much. We're having so much fun, and we're looking forward to next week. Let us know if you have any questions. All right, you guys. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.